Ukraine says it seized 1,000 square kilometers in Kursk offensive as Putin vows worthy response. Ukraine's top commander says his forces have captured 1,000 square miles, 386 square miles of Russian bordering Kursk region, while Russian President Vladimir Putin has vowed a worthy response to the attack and ordered his troops to dislodge the enemy from our territories. With Russia still struggling to repel the surprise assault a week after it began, Ukraine's top commander, Oleksandr Syrskyi, briefed President Volodymyr Zelenskiy by video link and said the advance into Russian territory was ongoing. We continue to conduct an offensive operation in Kursk region. Currently, we control about 1,000 square kilometers of territory in the Russian Federation, he said in a video published on Zelenskyy's Telegram account. So, I mean, that's a pretty nice little chunk of land right there, 386 miles. That's a nice little chunk of land. I mean, they basically are, to me, I mean, what I'm hearing is they're going into the region, they're taking a piece of their land, even though they're lacking, they're like running low on troops. You know, they can't even, Russia has so many more available troops than what they have.
Hell yeah, they're kidnapping them from India.
Kidnapping them from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They got so many way more available troops than what they have. But now they're just looking at this from like a trade-off standpoint, kind of like, okay, if I take some of your territory, because this is like this region right here has like a major natural gas pipeline that runs through Ukraine into Eastern Europe. That's just how they were supplying a lot of their natural gas. So if you want to get back to supplying natural gas to Eastern Europe, that's where a huge port. I think they're accounted for like I want to say like a huge portion of Russian natural gas sales were going to Eastern Europe before the war started.
Do you think the war is ramping up now because the election's coming up?
And they don't know who's going to be president. They're looking at like this, whoever, regardless of who's president, I might as well take this. Say if Trump wins, and he's going to start. Basically, he's going to say, "I'm cutting off all money, all aid to Ukraine right now," and so
I don't think it matters who wins anymore at this point. I feel like the country's going to be in shambles regardless.
What do you mean? Which one? Our country?
Our country.
I mean, I'm talking about as far as like Ukraine. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think
if Trump wins, he's cutting off aid to Ukraine. They're gone.
And so they're looking at like, okay, cool. So now, if we own this portion of land right here, we can trade it off for what you guys took from us.
Yeah.
And that's how they're kind of looking at it.
And if Putin feels like he could just nuke that part and be like, it was mine anyways.
I mean, I think right now, if anybody nukes anything, you're going to have the world turn against you. Everybody turns against you because now you've opened up a Pandora's box.
Them all too. He's low on troops. He's low on supplies. When you put somebody in a corner, they do corner shit. That's like to me, that's a North Korean type shit. Like nobody wants that because. What do you say? They friends.
What I'm saying is like, I don't know. Russia. I mean, Putin still has a lot of people that he owes a lot to. You know, as far as like he has his oligarchs, he has all these different things going on. Putin doesn't. He would have already sent the nukes if that was the case.
I'm just saying, there's no more rules in war anymore.
No, I'm not saying there's rules.
Israel set the standard.
I'm not talking about rules, but if anybody uses a nuke right now, it opens it's a Pandora's box now. Everybody's like, shit, everybody's on guard right now. Everybody's like, fuck it. He's sending a missile, I'm sending a nuke. That's what the next person's going to do. I mean, I don't know the difference really at the end of the day. I'm not saying there's. I know there's.
The other one's atomic.
You know, but that's a pretty goddamn big bomb still. It's like, you know, people are. I think that they're not. It's not that there's rules, because if there's no rules, he would just start slaughtering people.
They dropped atomic bombs on Japan.
I understand.
2 of those.
Yeah, and they blew up. They killed a lot of motherfucking people with those. Those are huge bombs. They kill a lot. I mean, it's just. I don't think they're trying to go that route, because if he does that, he opens that. If that were the case, he would just start slaughtering people right now. He just start saying, "Fuck it." He's really living. He's living by engagement of war. Even when they hit the hospital, he was like, "We didn't do." You know, he was disavowing. If he didn't give a fuck, he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just running through here then. Fuck it, kill everything."
Just killing people
but he understands that.
I blew up this elementary school full of kids because one of them knew the leader and he was writing pictures.
And they just did that. They just did that over in Gaza. Just here recently, talking about it was like they said they killed 90 people or something like that. I think there are 22 militants in there. But we don't know. Nobody knows. But I know the people in Palestine. They said that the Palestinians said there weren't any. But so this is what I mean. It's just like right now we're at a point right now like. Just watching Ukraine even digging deeper into Russia right here, it speaks volumes. You know what I mean? It's like what it's doing is shocking awe to the Russian people. Is bringing the war to their doorstep. Yeah. It's like that's what Zelensky's saying. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna start bringing the war to you, so your people feel it, so they can start talking to you.
Sometimes, man,
you know,
it's like just like
I mean, Lord forbid anybody attacks us here in America, but it's easy for us to look around other countries and be like, we should do this, we should do that. But when it hits our doorstep, you got a different attitude about it.
You're like,
wait, whoa.
Hold on, we might need to negotiate this shit.
I hate to bring it up again. It's like those dudes in Israel that were they were exempt from fighting at first, and they were the ones raging about it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, now,
the Orthodox.
The
Orthodox, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I mean, it's exactly what it is. I thought it was a brilliant strategy. I mean, because 386 miles. I mean, now you're I think they had to like remove like either it was like 700,000. It was a lot of people they had to like actually uproot and move out of their territory. The same people who are getting to sit around in their house at home and watch a war on television are now having to get their asses up and they have to be evacuated like you just did to the people over in Ukraine. Yeah. And now the more you hit them at home, the worse it is. Now they got to move troops to defend another territory, and they, you know what I mean.
Now the people are like, yo, maybe we need to end this war because I want to go home and watch Russian Jeopardy.
Yeah, and a lot of people are. This other guy came on. He was like, this is the same thing that happened in the Chechen war. Like the Chechens started trying to bomb back inside of Russia, but then it just turned the Russian people against them. I'm like, that man, shit. If it's me, I need you guys to feel this at home. I need to start bringing this to your fucking doorstep too, because it's at all my people's doorstep right now. I've been having to fight a defensive war this entire time. I wasn't allowed to shoot none of these foreign weapons into your country. Now I'm shooting foreign weapons into your country. Now I'll start attacking everywhere. I might try to bomb Moscow. You tried to bomb my my capital. Yeah, why wouldn't you go after Moscow?
Moscow problems.